example, which he'd spent over a decade and millions of credits on, was the result of very careful planning and not a little bit of wishful thinking. Even tradition might not have been enough to get him permission for his very unorthodox plans for his hive's fortune, if not for the support of the Queens, the Caridian's ruling class. Every time Ixnixix was challenged over his strange ideas and unharmonious streak of independence, the Queens firmly sided with him. Rumors swirled about their indulgence of him, about whether or not he had some sort of hold over the entire leadership cohort of the glorious hegemony. Absurd! But he couldn't deny that their steady support was as surprising as it was welcome. They must love science and discovery just as much as he did. How fortunate I am, Ixnixix reflected as he slowly tuned back into the lecture he was still getting from his conservative and decidedly chatty hivemate. Must understand that your conduct among the aliens could be ruinous for our people if I will make it clear to the Galactic Coalition that I am acting completely independently from the Seath, he assured his lab's second-in-command. Ixkik-Par would be in charge of overseeing all the lab's employees and experiments while Six was gone. Yet another breach of orthodoxy, but one that was tolerated since the Ix-line had a history of success in their scientific ventures. Tolerated as long as it benefited the Seath. No one will have any reason to associate my actions with you or the glorious hegemony, Par. They will anyway. Par's voice was noticeably gloomy, the usually brisk buzz of his mouthparts clicking at a much slower rate than usual. Species like humans love to extrapolate vast knowledge from limited data. Show them one hive ship, and they will assume all hive ships are just like it. Have you read their data file on us? It's positively insulting. It was very basic, Six agreed. But humanity and the Galactic Coalition at large couldn't be faulted for that. Not really. There had been very few interactions between the Seath and the Coalition so far, and most of them had ended in violence. The trick, Six thought to himself as he primed the ship's subatomic fissure generator, would be to get them to listen to him before blasting him and his ship into nothingness. He was, after all, about to send himself deep into Coalition space. He would have no allies there, no backup. He was doing this on his own, and the consequences would be borne solely by him. If he returned triumphant, he would be welcomed back to the Seath. If he died, well, Six would travel along that tunnel when he got to it. You could just bypass them completely, Par said, not for the first time, or the fifth. Take the wormhole straight to Sik-Tar. There's a weak spot in the continuum there already. You could investigate the planet on your own, away from the Coalition's prying eyes and puny weapons. Sik-Tar is in Coalition space, Six replied as patiently as he could manage as he began to input the password to let him access his wormhole generator. Extra layers of caution were a good thing when it came to breaking apart the space-time continuum, even if it is very distant from the epicenter of it. I would rather go with the chance of gaining allies as a result of my forthrightness than sneak into a restricted area and hope they think me too small a prey to chase down. Which they probably would, given the remoteness of Sik-Tar and the red dwarf star it orbited, but Six had his own reasons for wanting to make himself known to the Galactic Coalition. A blue spark flared to life in front of Six's ship, magnified by his view screen. It began to expand, growing from seed to flower to a